picture this. You're running a race, your legs are burning, your breath is heavy, and every part of you is screaming to stop. What do? Do you give in to the pain or do you push forward? Life is the same way. Every single one of us faces pain. Pain from failure, rejection, heartbreak, or even just the struggle of trying to be better every day. And in those moments when the pain is loud and relentless, you have a choice. Do you focus on the pain or do you focus on what's beyond it? Because let me tell you something, whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus on pain and it will consume you. Focus on growth and you will transform. Today, I'm here to tell you that pain isn't your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. And if you learn how to master your focus, you'll turn every struggle into strength, every setback into a comeback, and every moment of doubt into unstoppable momentum. Let's get into it. Pain is an unavoidable part of life. No one can escape it. It comes in different forms. Physical pain that grips the body, emotional pain that weighs on the heart, mental pain that clouds the mind. It arrives uninvited, sometimes slowly creeping in, sometimes crashing down like a storm. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't ask for permission. It makes its presence known in ways that can shake us to our core. But suffering, that is something entirely different. Suffering is not just the presence of pain. It is the meaning we attach to it. It is the story we tell ourselves about why we are in pain, what it means, and whether we will ever be free from it. Pain may be a fact, but suffering is a choice. Two people can experience the same struggle, the same hardship, the same heartbreak, yet one rises stronger while the other remains trapped in despair. The difference is not in what happened to them, but in how they responded. Some people wear their pain like a badge, allowing it to define them, to control their thoughts, to dictate their future. They relive it over and over again, reinforcing the belief that they are powerless against it. Others take that same pain and use it as fuel, as a stepping stone, as a lesson that propels them forward. They refuse to let pain become a prison. They refuse to let it steal their joy, their dreams, their drive. Pain is part of life's design. It signals when something needs attention. It challenges us to grow. It teaches us resilience, patience, and strength. But suffering, that is when we hold on to the pain longer than we need to, when we let it shape our identity, when we give it more power than it deserves. Pain will come, but what happens next is entirely up to us. Where focus goes, energy flows. Whatever you direct your mind toward, whatever thoughts you allow to dominate your consciousness, that is what expands. Your focus acts like a magnifying glass, intensifying whatever you place it upon. If you focus on problems, the problems seem bigger. If you focus on opportunities, new possibilities begin to emerge. The human mind is like a powerful search engine. Whatever you type in, it will find more of. When you constantly think about pain, struggle, or limitations, your mind will scan for evidence to support those beliefs, reinforcing a cycle that keeps you stuck. But if you shift that focus towards solutions, towards progress, towards even the smallest victories, suddenly the energy within you starts to shift. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of triumph began with focus. Athletes don't reach the top by dwelling on their weaknesses. They focus on their strengths, their training, their goal. Entrepreneurs don't build empires by fixating on fear. They channel their energy into their vision, their passion, their relentless pursuit of something greater. The way you feel, the way you act, the way you show up in life is all dictated by what you focus on. Your emotions are not just random occurrences. They are the result of what you give your attention to. Focus on failure and you will feel defeated. Focus on growth and you will feel empowered. The brain is designed to filter the world according to your focus. There are millions of bits of information around you at any given moment, but your mind will only register what aligns with your dominant thoughts. If you've ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that same model everywhere, that's not because more of those cars appeared, it's because your mind is now tuned in to noticing them. The same principle applies to everything in life. If you focus on gratitude, you will start seeing more reasons to be grateful. If you focus on progress, you will notice more ways to move forward. If you focus on negativity, you will find endless reasons to be unhappy. Your focus directs your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. What you give your attention to grows. What you feed with your thoughts gains power. Your energy will always follow your focus, whether you realize it or not. Every thought, every mental image, every moment of attention is shaping the direction of your life. Pain is a signal, not a sentence. It is not a lifelong punishment, not a confirmation of weakness, not a declaration of failure. It is a message, a form of communication from the body, the mind, and even the soul, letting you know that something requires attention. It is a warning system, a call to awareness, a push toward action. When you touch something hot, the pain forces you to pull away before serious damage is done. When you strain a muscle, the pain alerts you to rest before causing a severe injury. When your heart aches from disappointment, betrayal, or loss, the pain is guiding you toward healing, growth, and wisdom. Pain is not your enemy, but your guide. It is there to direct, not to destroy. It does not appear without purpose, nor does it exist simply to torment you. Pain is a teacher, delivering lessons that cannot be learned in comfort. It is a mentor, shaping resilience and strength that can only be forged through adversity. It is a test, challenging your mindset, your endurance, your ability to rise above circumstances that seek to hold you down. But too often people misinterpret pain. They see it as a sentence, a permanent state of suffering, an inescapable reality, a condition they are doomed to endure. They believe that because they feel pain now, they will always feel pain. They allow pain to define them, to dictate their actions, to limit their possibilities. They sit in their suffering, reliving the hurt over and over again until pain becomes not just an experience, but an identity. The truth is, pain is temporary, but the meaning you assign to it can last forever. The strongest people in the world are not those who have never felt pain, but those who refuse to let it define them. They understood that pain was telling them something, that something needed to change, that something needed to be learned, that something greater was waiting on the other side. They didn't run from pain, they listened to it. They didn't surrender to pain, they used it. They didn't allow pain to be a sentence, they turned it into a stepping stone. Pain forces growth, and growth demands discomfort. No athlete builds strength without pushing past physical pain. No entrepreneur creates success without enduring the pain of setbacks and failures. No relationship deepens without surviving moments of pain and challenge. Pain is the price of progress, the raw material of transformation, the fire through which all greatness is forged, but it is only useful if you understand it for what it is, a message, not a prison. Reframe the meaning of pain. Pain by itself is neither good nor bad. It is simply an experience, a sensation, a response. It is the mind that gives it meaning, that decides whether pain is something to fear or something to embrace, whether it is a curse or an opportunity. Most people see pain as an enemy, an obstacle, a force that exists to break them down and hold them back. They associate pain with suffering, failure, and loss. They believe that pain is something to be avoided at all costs, something that signals weakness or defeat. But what if pain wasn't the villain? What if pain was the key to your greatest growth, your deepest strength, your most powerful transformation? Pain is not just an indicator of struggle, it is proof of progress. No muscle gets stronger without the strain of resistance. No mind grows sharper without the challenge of adversity. No heart becomes wiser without the lessons of hardship. Pain is the price of becoming more than you were before. It is not there to stop you, it is there to refine you. The meaning you attach to pain determines whether it breaks you or builds you. If you see pain as punishment, you will resist it, run from it, fight against it, and in doing so, you will prolong your suffering. But if you see pain as a teacher, a guide, a necessary force for transformation, then you will lean into it, learn from it, and ultimately rise because of it. The most successful, the most resilient, the most unstoppable people in the world do not have less pain than others. They do not live free from struggle, free from hardship, free from moments of doubt and fear. What separates them is not the absence of pain, but the way they interpret pain. Where others see pain as a reason to quit, they see it as a reason to keep going. Where others see pain as proof they are failing, they see it as proof they are growing. Where others allow pain to trap them in a story of limitation, they use it to write a story of strength. Reframing the meaning of pain is not about pretending it doesn't hurt. It is not about ignoring it or suppressing it or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. It is about shifting the perspective, about understanding that pain itself does not determine your destiny. Your response to pain does. It is about recognizing that within every painful moment there is a choice to focus on what has been lost or to focus on what can be gained. It is about seeing pain as a sign of forward movement, as a necessary step on the path to something greater, as the fuel that will push you beyond what you once thought possible. The truth is, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering happens when pain is misunderstood, when it is given a meaning that disempowers rather than strengthens. Pain is a fact of life, but the story you attach to that pain is entirely within your control. If you believe that pain is holding you back, it will. If you believe that pain is shaping you into something stronger, it will. If you believe that pain is the end of your journey, you will stop moving forward. But if you believe that pain is part of your evolution, you will keep going, keep growing, keep pushing toward a version of yourself that only pain could unlock. Every great breakthrough, every moment of transformation, every success story was born from pain that was given a new meaning. The ones who achieve greatness, who defy the odds, who overcome what seemed impossible, are the ones who refuse to let pain define them negatively. They decided to make pain their fuel, their motivation, their proving ground. They understood that pain was not the end of their story, it was the beginning of something greater. The power of physiology is one of the most overlooked yet most transformative forces in human potential. Physiology is not just how the body moves, it is how the body shapes the mind, how it dictates emotions, how it influences decisions, and how it creates momentum. Every thought, every feeling, every belief that we hold is directly influenced by the way we use our body. The way we breathe, the way we stand, the way we move, all of it has a profound effect on our psychology, our confidence, our state of mind. Most people think that emotions create physical responses, but the truth is the relationship is bi-directional. Your body influences your mind just as much as your mind influences your body. When someone feels depressed, their shoulders slump, their breathing becomes shallow, their head tilts downward, their movements become sluggish. When someone feels confident, their chest expands, their breathing deepens, their posture is upright, their gestures are strong and deliberate. These physical patterns are not just reflections of emotional states, they create emotional states. You cannot feel powerful while standing like a victim. You cannot feel inspired while breathing like someone who has given up. You cannot feel unstoppable while moving like someone who is trapped in fear. The fastest way to change how you feel is to change how you move. If you are feeling stuck, get up and move your body. Jump, run, stretch. Take deep breaths. Change your posture. If you are feeling fearful, stand like someone who is fearless. Move like someone who is unstoppable. Breathe like someone who is fully in control. If you are feeling exhausted, shake out the tension, change the rhythm of your breath, shift your energy in a way that signals to your brain that you are full of life. The way you use your body sends powerful signals to your nervous system, and your nervous system responds accordingly. This is why elite athletes, peak performers, and the most successful individuals in the world train not just their minds, but their bodies. They understand that energy is not something you have, it is something you generate. They do not wait until they feel motivated to move. They move first, and motivation follows. They do not wait until they feel confident to stand tall. They stand tall first, and confidence floods their system. They do not wait until they feel powerful to act with strength. They act with strength first, and power takes over. The body is a tool for mastery, and those who understand its power use it to shift their emotional states instantly. Your entire nervous system is wired to respond to the way you carry yourself. The more you move with energy, the more energy you create. The more you breathe deeply, the more control you have over your emotions. The more you stand with certainty, the more your mind believes that you are certain. Every emotional state has a corresponding physiological pattern, and the moment you change your physiology, you break the pattern of negative emotions. Most people live in reactive physiology. They let their emotions dictate how they move, how they breathe, how they hold themselves. But those who master their physiology take control of their emotions by taking control of their body first. They understand that every single day they have the power to shift their energy, their focus, their state of mind simply by engaging their physiology in a new way. They don't allow stress to shrink them, they expand. They don't allow doubt to make them hesitate, they move with conviction. They don't allow fear to paralyze them, they step forward anyway. The greatest leaders, the most charismatic individuals, the most influential people in history all had an undeniable presence. They carried themselves with certainty, with power, with energy that could be felt the moment they entered a room. This was not an accident. This was the result of intentional physiology. They understood that confidence is not just something you feel, it is something you embody. That energy, that certainty, that magnetic presence is available to anyone who takes control of their physiology instead of allowing their emotions to dictate how they show up in the world. The body is the foundation of every emotional state, every action, every outcome. It is the vessel through which all human potential is expressed. Those who master it master their energy. Those who master their energy master their lives. Train your mind like a warrior. A warrior does not wait until the battle begins to prepare. A warrior does not hope for strength in the moment of crisis. A warrior is forged long before the war ever comes. The mind is the greatest weapon you will ever possess, but like any weapon, it must be sharpened, conditioned, and tested under pressure. A dull mind, an undisciplined mind, a weak mind, these are liabilities in the face of adversity. But a mind that has been trained, that has been pushed beyond its limits, that has been conditioned to stay focused and unshaken, that mind is unstoppable. A warrior does not train only when it is convenient. A warrior does not prepare only when the sun is shining and the conditions are perfect. A warrior trains in the dark, in the rain, in the cold, in the silence, when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when there is no motivation. Only discipline, because when the real test comes, when the challenge arrives, when the pressure is at its peak, there is no time to think, no time to hesitate. The training takes over. The warrior does not rise to the occasion. The warrior falls to the level of their training. Your mind is the battlefield, and every day you are either strengthening it or allowing it to weaken. Every thought you entertain, every challenge you face, every fear you confront is either making you stronger or allowing doubt to creep in. The mind is like a muscle. It grows through resistance, through struggle, through pushing past what feels comfortable. If you do not challenge it, it remains weak. If you allow distractions, negativity, and fear to control it, it becomes fragile. But if you train it with discipline, if you feed it with focus, if you condition it to stay strong under pressure, it becomes a force that nothing can break. A warrior does not allow emotions to dictate actions. Fear is there, doubt is there, exhaustion is there, but none of them hold power. The warrior acknowledges them, but does not bow to them. The warrior moves forward despite them. The average person waits until they feel ready, until they feel motivated, until the path is clear and the fear is gone. But a warrior knows that the moment will never be perfect. The moment to act is always now. The mind must be trained to override hesitation, to break through the walls of resistance, to do what needs to be done regardless of how it feels. A trained mind does not crumble under stress, it sharpens. A trained mind does not break under failure, it learns. A trained mind does not seek the easy way, it seeks the way that builds strength, resilience, and discipline. The warrior knows that struggle is not the enemy. Struggle is the forge that tempers the blade. The greatest warriors, the strongest leaders, the most unshakable individuals in history did not become that way because life was easy. They became that way because they trained their minds to thrive in discomfort, to adapt under pressure, to stand firm in the face of chaos. Every day is an opportunity to sharpen the weapon of your mind. Every challenge is a test to see how strong you have become. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure, a teacher. Every moment of doubt, an invitation to push further. The mind is either being trained or it is being weakened. There is no A warrior does not complain, does not make excuses, does not look for shortcuts. A warrior embraces the process, trusts the discipline, and commits to relentless self-mastery. The battle is won long before the fight begins. The strength you need tomorrow is built in the discipline you apply today. The mind you bring into the world, into your work, into your relationships, into your purpose is either a weapon that serves you or a burden that holds you back. Train your mind like a warrior and nothing No fear, no failure, no setback will ever have the power to break you. Use pain as your rocket fuel. Pain for most people is a roadblock. It is the reason they stop, the excuse they make, the weight they carry that slows them down. They see pain as something to be avoided, something that weakens them, something that signals an end rather than a beginning. But for those who understand its power, pain is not an anchor, it is an engine. It is not a reason to slow down, it is the force that propels them forward. Pain is energy, and energy can be transformed, redirected, turned into something unstoppable. The difference between those who break under pain and those who rise because of it is not the amount of pain they experience, it is the way they use it. Pain is a raw, untapped source of power. It carries emotion, intensity, urgency. When channeled correctly, it becomes fuel. Fuel for action, fuel for growth, fuel for a level of determination that cannot be faked. Some of the most relentless individuals in history, the game changers, the disruptors, the ones who refused to settle, were driven by pain. Not just the desire for success, but the burning refusal to stay where they were, the hunger to prove something, the decision that they would never feel that kind of pain again without turning it into something greater. When you experience pain, you have a choice. You can let it weaken you, make you bitter, hold you hostage to the past, or you can use it. You can take the fire that pain ignites and turn it into fuel. Fuel to push harder, to go further, to prove to yourself that pain does not define you. Pain can be the thing that stops you, or it can be the thing that wakes you up, sharpens your focus, and reminds you that you were built for more. It can be the thing that makes you small, or the thing that makes you unstoppable. The difference between those who use pain as fuel and those who let pain consume them is mindset. The pain of rejection, failure, loss, or struggle can break you only if you let it. It can paralyze you only if you refuse to move. But the moment you decide that pain will not be your excuse but your reason, the moment you shift your perspective from why me to watch me, everything changes. Pain becomes the fire that burns away weakness, the pressure that shapes resilience, the force that turns a setback into a comeback. Pain has weight, but you get to decide how you carry it. Carry it like a burden and it will crush you. Carry it like fuel and it will push you forward with more power than you ever imagined. The best athletes do not train harder just because they love the process. They train harder because they remember the pain of losing. The best entrepreneurs do not work relentlessly just because they enjoy the grind. They work relentlessly because they remember the pain of failure, of rejection, of being counted out. The best leaders do not rise to the top just because they were born great. They rise to the top because they took every painful experience, every moment of doubt, every time they were told no, and turned it into something no one could ignore. The key to using pain as fuel is channeling it, directing it with purpose. Pain without direction is suffering, but pain with intention is power. It is not enough to just feel it. You must use it. Let it remind you of why you started. Let it remind you of what you refuse to tolerate. Let it remind you that every time pain shows up, it is an opportunity. An opportunity to either shrink back or push forward. An opportunity to stay the same or evolve into something greater. Some people wait for motivation to take action, but pain is a more powerful force than motivation will ever be. Pain does not fade when the excitement wears off. Pain does not disappear when things get hard. Pain stays with you until you transform it. It will either keep you in the past or push you into the future, but it will not leave you where you are. It will either be your greatest excuse or your ultimate weapon. It will either be the thing that makes you stop or the thing that gives you the edge no one else has. When the pain comes, and it will come, you must decide. Will you let it break you, or will you let it build you? Will you let it become the reason you quit, or will you let it become the force that drives you? Will you sit in it and let it consume you, or will you stand up and use it to become something more? Pain is coming for everyone, but only a few will have the courage to turn it into rocket fuel. Only a few will take the energy it brings and use it to launch themselves into another level of discipline, another level of commitment, another level of success. Only a few will understand that pain is not here to destroy them. It is here to propel them. If you focus on the pain will consume you. It will grow larger than life, filling your mind with doubt, fear, and hesitation. It will become all you see, all you feel, all you allow yourself to experience. But if you shift your focus, if you choose to see beyond the pain to the strength it is building, the resilience it is forging, the lessons it is teaching, you will realize that pain was never the enemy. Pain was the gateway. Pain was the fire that burned away weakness, the force that carved out the strongest version of you, the test that prepared you for something greater. You must decide, will pain be the thing that holds you back, or will it be the thing that drives you forward? Will you allow it to define your limitations, or will you use it as fuel to defy them? Every struggle, every setback, every ounce of pain you have ever felt was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you, but it can only do that if you choose to stop focusing on the suffering and start focusing on the strength that lies beyond it. The greatest transformations in life are not born from comfort. They are born from adversity. They are born from pushing through pain, not running from it. They are born from the moment you stop seeing pain as a signal to stop and start seeing it as a sign to push harder. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. If you focus on what hurts, you will stay trapped in the pain. But if you focus on what pain is making possible, you will unlock a level of power, a level of resilience, a level of greatness that most people never reach. So stand up, shift your focus, stop letting pain hold you hostage. Start letting it launch you forward, because on the other side of pain is the life, the strength, and the destiny you were meant for.